You are watching and listening to Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and your favourite podcasts.
Right, Chris.
All right. It's one of those days today. There I am. I knew I was here. I just couldn't find myself. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, good day, goodbye. Hello, wherever you are in the world, one of those applies to you. Hope you're having a better day than I am. Not the best of days. But look, what news? We are being linked with yet another striker. We seem to be being linked basically every hour with somebody, don't we? I was going to check actually, because it's been about half an hour since I last checked. I haven't seen if we've been linked with anybody else. I mean, it is getting a little bit stupid. I mean, we've been linked with 4 strikers now, including, of course, Wilfried Zaha. I'd love him. Will he be tempted if he is coming back to go to Desmond, to go to Crystal Palace? I mean, he's been there. Well, they signed him twice, haven't they? Or 3 times, something like that already. So, yeah, he's obviously got an affinity to that. And if he did go back to Palace, I would totally understand it. They seem to be having a bit of a sale at the moment. In fact, that all their good players are being poached. Palace, we know how that feels. But we are desperate. We are desperate for a striker. Look at the position we're in at the moment. Vardy, look, we all love Vardy, don't we? We absolutely adore him. But is he going to last the season? I mean, yeah, he unfortunately, he stubbed his toe and he's out for 6 months. I'm not saying that that's what he's done, but he was an age where things are going to take a lot longer to repair and get better. Daka, he's got a medical boot on. Maybe you should try playing in that. Might be, he may then be able to find the back of the net. And Cannon, don't know what he's done. We had one shot against Lens, and he had it, and it was on target, and yet he's still not good enough to get in the team. We're going to be linked. We are being linked with loads of strikers. This is the transfer show. Thank you very much. Let's get into it. Yes, and quite right. It does say tonight's show there, by the way. I just haven't got time to fit it in. I've got a show every night this week. And so I just thought I'd come on now before I go at 6 this morning to do a bloody stupid radio program. So I'm absolutely knackered. But thank you for joining us. And if you've joined us via YouTube, I do appreciate it. If that is your choice of watching, do join in with the comments. Or if you've joined us via LinkedIn or Twitch, well, welcome to you as well. And if you are on YouTube, like I say, get the comments in. We'll try and go through those as we go through the show. If you're watching on catch up, let us know your thoughts in the comments below on YouTube. And also, if you're listening rather than watching, and with this face, I can't blame you. But if you are listening via your podcast platform of choice, thank you for lending us your ears. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials, LTID TV, on every single one of them. We let a number 9 go out of contract, Perez. I mean, look, nobody likes any strikers we've got because they don't match up to Vardy, and that's the problem. Whoever we get in, it's not to Vardy. I mean, how long has it taken us? All we've heard for the last 6-7 years, it's not to Mahrez. He's not a Mahrez, is he? And we're going to get that with Vardy's replacement until we get somebody in who can score 20 goals. I feel sorry for all the strikers coming in. Do you want to come in and follow Vardy? I doubt it. I'm not talking to you particularly, Terry. I'm doing that as the whole. But look, we let Kelechi go. I would have said let's keep Kelechi and let's get rid of Daka. And like, you know my feelings on Daka. I don't think he's particularly any good at the moment. I just don't think he deserves all the crap that he was taking last season. But we know at the moment he's not the striker for us. I mean, there was a particular moment, I think it was in the Augsburg game, where Dakova Reed got to the byline, crossed the ball into the box. Nobody there. Where was our supposed strikers? Nowhere to be seen. So we are desperate for a striker. Is it going to be Zaha? Like I said before, who knows? 31. Indeed, Gary, indeed. Yeah. Like I said before, I'd love Zaha. I have a feeling the lure of the home going to Crystal Palace, a bit like Vardy this season. Apparently, he was approached by Dean Smith at FC Charlotte in the MSL. He was texting him, trying to get him to go over there in the summer, and he decided his heart was at Leicester. So if Zaha does decide to go back to Palace, I think it will definitely be one of those type of moments. And I respect that of the guy if he does that. Tammy Abraham, I would have loved, but he's come out and said he wants to stop at Roma and fight for his place. And let's face it, why wouldn't you? You know, the son of Italy, European football against the wet of Leicester and a relegation dogfight. Yeah, yes. Terry, I get that totally. Why not try the youth players? You know, we've got a lot of youth players in. And what gets me is Rooney started playing when, you know, in the Premier League at 16. Oh, but of course, at 19, you know, we're not even giving out. Yes, we're giving him a contract, Alvis, but we're not even giving these players a chance. We're not even throwing them in. I mean, how will we know whether they sink or swim unless we throw them in? And when are we going to actually get round to throwing them in? I don't know. And that's, you know, this kid's, I'm fed up. And I think was it Kate that said this the other day, and I hate agreeing with her. We're doing that much too often. But I'm getting fed up with hearing, oh, this young player's doing this young player's doing that. And again, Terry, I'm having a go at you here. But that's what, you know, we keep hearing, isn't it? You know, oh, this Elvis is so good, and Baybrooks good. Well, fucking throw them in then, and let's see. But I tell you something. Do you remember last the season we got relegated? We played Watford in the FA Cup, and we had a load of players out. It might have been a couple of seasons. I'm not sure, but it was when we had a lot of players out. We put a lot of the youth team out against Watford, who at the time were a Premier League club, I believe, and we beat them. The next round, we got Nottingham Forest. All the main players, you know, all the first team players came back, and we got stuffed. Give the youngsters a chance. How will we know until it happens? They've got no fear. They'll just go for it. Of course they will. But we kick off on Monday. Thankfully, we've got those extra couple of days. I just wonder, will we have somebody in place by then? I mean, again, I have to agree with Craig on this. We should... The window should be closed before the season kicks off. That's definite. That is definite. But the question is there. Is it Hložek? We'll call him Adam. It's easier. Inbound. Is he? Isn't he? It wasn't that long ago. In fact, it was probably less than 30 hours. We were going to be signing this Fotis Ioannidis from Panathinaikos in Greece. Well done, Chris, for those of you that know me. And now suddenly it's this guy from Bayer Leverkusen. And are we getting a little bit blinded by the fact that he's come from Leverkusen? Yes, they had a fantastic season last season. Jeffrey Schlupp won a Premier League medal while he was with us. Did that make him a good player? And I'm worried, personally, although I'm not going to, I'm going to give every player that joins us a chance, obviously, but I'm worried that we are going, this guy's sun shines out of his arse because he played with Bayer Leverkusen last season. I'm Had a fantastic season, did the double, nearly won the treble. How much did he take part in that, though? Like I say, Jeffrey Schlupp, that's all I'm going to say. But look, this is what Fabrizio put out earlier. I don't know if you guys, hopefully you'll be able to read that. But basically what he said was, players camp, one more round of talks today for Adam Hlozek to join Leicester City as deal is done between the clubs. Players camp set to discuss with LCFC on contract terms today, then it will be completed. £20 million potential package, loan with an obligation if Leicester avoid relegation. That worries me. Now, I know, speaking to Brad actually likes when we do this sort of deal, which is, of course, what we did with Pataru. But let me, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. Let's say we stay up by the skin of our teeth. Now, forget points deductions and all that, but let's just say without the points deduction, we just managed to stay up, because points deduction may take us down. But let's say, forgetting points deduction for the moment, let's say we just happen to stay up in 17th place by 1 point. And this guy scored 2 goals all season. We are obligated to buy him. I know Pitchside is in. Hi, Pitchside. How you doing? He's saying he's a great player. Around 20 mil is amazing, by the way. Totally, I agree. I mean, 70 million pounds, that is 20 million euros. It is an amazing deal, and I am really, literally pleased with that. Without doubt. That is my worry, though. That is my worry. Like I say, what we don't want to do is build him up to be probably bigger than he actually is. So he's 22 years old, born in 2002, July the 25th. So he's just turned 22. He's a tall bugger, 6'2", but then so is Yannick Vestergaard, and he's 5'7" when he jumps. His position is a second striker, so he could play behind. Do we ever play 2 strikers? Let's be honest. Is that Kelechi role behind Jamie Vardy when they played like that? He's right-footed. He's with Bayern, and of course, his contract's due to expire in 3 years' time. You can also play on the left wing and the centre forward as well. I think it's going to be a second forward position rather than the second striker. I mean, as you said there, I mean, this is the thing immediately. Is he going to be the replacement for Jamie Vardy? We're not going to replace Jamie. Jamie Vardy really is irreplaceable. I know what you're saying with the position, but I think we need to get away from this, because we kept saying, is this guy the new Mahrez? Is this guy the new Mahrez? Could this guy replace Mahrez? No, we've got to look beyond Jamie Vardy. And Terry, you're right. The best deal is a straight loan, no obligation. We've got that with Brianete. Could turn out to be an absolutely amazing deal. I don't think he'll stay whatever happens, because he signed an extension with Brighton before he joined us, which shows that Brighton do have him in the plans. I still can't believe we've got him. That's an amazing signing. But I think a loan with an option, and that's, if it's got an option to buy, and as you say, we could have had that with Daka. Yeah, if we and Samare and quite a few others, Slimani and people down the line. But look, we had that obviously with Lookman, didn't we? And we couldn't get that over the line because of the financial problems. But I do think a loan with an option to buy is the best. Yes, it can work out with like with Fataru, with where you have got to buy them if certain criteria are made. That said, look, we can go out and buy a player. There's no guarantees, is there? No guarantees at all. But there you go. That's the guy. That's what he looks like. That's where he plays. Right. Let's have a look. I've suddenly become northern now, and I've suddenly increased my screen size to so big that I can't see what the hell I'm doing. So these were his stats last season. They've actually already played 2 games in the Bundesliga this season, but obviously I'm totally ignoring that because it's 2 games. It's almost as long as you get in a pre-season friendly and then never seen again. Did I say that out loud? But I'm gonna take you to last season. So this was his season with Bayer Leverkusen. If I can just wrap that up, there we go. So he made 23 appearances. So not a full season. Like I said, he wasn't he wasn't a regular. He didn't play every single game. Of those 23 appearances, he only scored 2 goals and he got 3 assists. So he's probably played less than half the games that Leverkusen played in all competitions. 2 goals, 3 assists. Only went on the pitch 23 times. They weren't all starts. There was more subs appearances than starts. 233 ball actions. Well, let's be honest with you, if you when you get to my age, you're glad of a bit of ball action, but I don't know exactly what that means. Distance, I guess, is the distance he ran in kilometers while on the pitch, which is 67.5. Is that any good? I'd take that with a pinch of salt, to be honest with you. Look at Yannick. He runs around backwards and forwards and gets nowhere, and no penalties taken. But I mean, the thing is, like I say, he only appeared 23 times. We must take this into account. And he scored 2 goals and got 3 assists, and that comes from the Bundesliga website. So, yeah, exactly right. 100%. All the minutes work out about 11 games. So, we look at that and go, oh, like I said, Bayer Leverkusen must be bloody good. Look at those. Why are they letting him go for a start? And they're not just letting him go on loan like Buenete. They're actually saying you can buy him, and you're going to have to buy him if you meet these criteria. So they're obviously not keen to keep him. Why? After the sort of the season they've had. So that raises questions. And why wasn't he starting more? Like I say, it's like saying Jeff Schlupp was a Premier League winning player. Richie Delatte got a medal and he went out on loan after about 5 or 6 games. So let's just calm it down a little bit. But the interesting thing that I was wanting to look at today, I'm going to come off the messages for a minute because I need to make the screen big, is like I say, not so long ago, probably about 30 hours, we were being linked with Fotis Ioannidis from Panathinaikos. Twice. I'm doing well. Who would you sooner have? Answers on a postcard. Now, answers in the chat. Who would you sooner assign out of those 2? Be interesting. I can just say, by the way, that doesn't say a nightmare on Filbert Way, although we could see quite a few of those next season. I think if we're paying, you see, the thing with this where it's a loan deal is that yes, we'll probably have to pay a little loan fee, a few £1 million. It's why we didn't go for Carvalho from Liverpool. Only 27 million. Excellent value for money. I would have loved him. I would have walked over broken glass to get him. I would have taken a suitcase full of money myself, but we can't afford it. And it's as simple as that. Hopefully, in 12 months' time, if we are still up, we'll be financially in a better position. I see. I'm just catching up. So that's why I'm saying I don't think we're actually paying for players because of the financial situation. So using the loan market, and we don't want to commit ourselves in. If we do go back down and the guy's not very good, we can let him go back. Or if we do go down and want to keep him, we can maybe negotiate. So there is that. There is that. So let us have a look at the... well, let's compare the two players for a start. So Panikathios are after the... So we're after the guy that could leave and be replaced by this guy. that is kind of... you can't keep up with it, can you? Let's be honest with you. But look, here we go. Let's compare the two players, shall we? Market value, yeah, not a lot in between them, and don't take that as a thing. This is off transfer market. So let's not read too much into these. These are very much web, details. 22, 24. They're about the same. Nothing to choose between them. One's Czech and one's Greek. Heights, again, nothing to split them with there. Now, Adam is right-footed, and I must admit, I do like the fact that Fotis can play with both feet. Current clubs, obviously Bayer Leverkusen for Adam, Panathinaikos, why do I keep saying it, for Fotis. Contracts both expire at the same time. Second striker for Adam, as we said, centre forward, just a straight centre forward for Fotis. So look, you know what you're getting. But again, I do know that Steve Cooper, and obviously I get this, does like players that can play in 2 or 3 different positions. And as you can see there, they're both won trophies. They have both won trophies. So we can't say that one is any better than the other. Now, this I find this quite interesting. But then again, I am a sad old man. We'll forget Europa League and all those. We'll look at the well, with Adam, we'll look at the top one. The Chanceliga, that is the top league in Czechoslovakia. He played 91 times, scored 29 goals. That is 130 goals. As a sub, is that? I don't know what that second one means. 253 goal every 253 minutes. Does that mean? And he played 7,332 minutes. So a goal every 253 minutes. The Bundesliga, 7 goals. I think that's assists, isn't it? That next one. 7 assists in all competitions. A goal every 248 minutes. I'm not sort of getting excited here, but then again, they're still better stats than Daka. Fotis. Sorry, Daka. Sorry. Fotis, Super League in Greece. He's played 104 times, 24 goals, 9 assists. That's a goal every 210 minutes, and he played 5,046 minutes. So we're not getting prolific scorers, as you can see, and that's the worry. Do we need somebody like a Schmodic or somebody that seems, that does know where the net is? Ben, that's no problem, mate. I hope you've got a note. That's all I will say. Hložek has had experience in European football, as you say. From what I know, the other lad doesn't have any. They've both played internationally. They've both played internationally, which are obviously therefore European or World Games. Obviously, this lad, Hložek, I think was at the Euros that we've just finished. Again, no guarantee, is it? Having seen all that, and I don't want to put the dampener on it, but having seen all that, is anybody impressed? Who would you sooner have? Quickly get your comments in. We're gonna be rounding it down soon, so get your comments in. Which of the two? You can only have one, let's say. Getting them both might be nice, but are we signing Are we signing a proven goal scorer? I don't think we are. Really? Neither of those actually fill me with confidence. Zaha, he scored a fair few in Turkey last season. He really did. And he can play on the wing or up front as well. Terry, 30-day money back guarantee. Keep the receipt. Anyway, nobody's saying who they'd sooner have. Everybody's sitting on the fence there. But me personally, and I hope they prove me wrong, I hope we sign them. Excuse me. Yeah. I think it's done. Bless me. I hope we sign them and they go on and score 20-odd goals for us. It's coming back. I hate that, when you wait. No, God, why? Whenever I'm live. I hope they prove me wrong and come in and score loads and loads of goals. But I'm not convinced by either of them. I'm really not. Disappointing. Who would I sooner have? Terry, I'm not talking about signings tonight with Rob. Tonight's show, and funny you should mention that, because our next show is...
Coming up next on Leicester Till I Die TV.
At 7 o'clock, we are doing the league prediction show. I've got Rob's 22 to number 1. I've done my 23 to number 1. Do we agree on many? More than you might think. 7 o'clock tonight, we'll be doing the league prediction show. Should be interesting. A little bit different there with Rob this time. But thanks very much. That was just a quick one, just to compare the two that we've been linked with. Look, by the time this goes out and is uploaded, we'll probably be linked with a third or somebody else, or Zaha's come in. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? You know what Leicester are like? We get all these links, and then it's somebody totally left field. And Zaha, I think out of the three, if I was putting all three up there, pitch side, my choice would be Zaha. Been there, seen it, got the T-shirt, as they say. I would take Zaha over both of those, but who am I? I'm just but a fan and a blogger. Guys, thank you so very, very much. I do appreciate it coming in. It was just a very quick one I wanted to do. I haven't got time to fit them in at night. So thank you, everybody that was in the chat as well. Yeah, he does exactly there, pitch side. Thank you to everybody who has watched and those who have listened via their favourite podcast platform. If you're a member, thank you very, very much. If you're not a member yet, please consider joining. It's only $1.99 a month. Details below on YouTube. It does help keep the channel going. Don't forget as well, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell, and you'll be notified every time we go live. All of those things are free. They don't cost you a penny. I will hopefully see you tonight with Rob at 7 o'clock. Who have we got getting relegated? Who have we got winning the league this season? It's going to be interesting. Look, this has been LTID TV. I've been Chris, and I will be back. Good afternoon. Goodbye now.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.